Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to teamfortress.tv 2. I am TurboTabs, and with me tonight is Gem, reliable as always on the camera, and my co-cast tonight, he's a very special boy. Co-caster, please introduce yourself. Oh wait, yeah, that's right. I don't have a co-caster. Sorry to spring this news on you, boys and girls, but we were a little shy of staff tonight. Some people slept in, some people went missing. Who knows what has gone off, and oh wait, okay, someone has just come barging for the room. Hello, Ro.
Hey, Turbo, what's going on, man?
Yeah, doing all right. I guess you've nominated yourself. I feel like every single time I say there's going to be a solo cast, the universe just wills a second cast into the room. I'm pretty sure you were just plucked out from your families and friends just to join me this evening. So I guess thank you. Anyway. Ro, Gem, can we get Mr. Ro a connect string, and then, because we should be live any second now.
It's gonna be pretty dangerous because I'm still driving from that family thing I've been plucked from. I'm actively live on the highway right now. That's actually not even remotely true. I apologize for the lie.
All right, well, let me kind of give you the skinny here, Ro, and
yeah,
at the same time,
through what we're seeing.
Yeah, so you're currently watching ETF2L Season 30, sponsored by SDN Trading and Scrap.tf. This is the third week in the 7-week saga of every ETF2L season, and you're watching the best team versus the okay team. That is Se7en being the best team and the bus crew being that okay team.
Yeah, the bus crew. Who's on them again?
The bus crew, you've got Martin on Medic, Yon on Demo Man, Polygon on Pocket Soldier, Demul, a new face on that roster, playing tonight on that Roaming Soldier. Alba will be the Scout, and Deox will be his Scout buddy. And just to remind you of Se7en, Seeds on Medic, Cadus on Demo Man, AMS on Pocket, Adiski on Roamer, Credo on Scout, and Flash on Scout. And I hope you've got everything you need, bro, because we're going straight into mid, and it's Gullywash, baby. Let's see what's going off so far. And God, Ams has already got a kill. You're going to have to run us through
this because I'm still not ready.
Oh, it's okay. It's I don't think the bus crew are ready either. They just got run over on mid. It was just started off with these soldiers getting some very early aggression onto them and going. Usually where most teams would just get pressure and damage, this team here, Se7en, got kills. They just got 2 easy kills straight out the gate, and they snowballed it from that point on. So now they've sent them all the way back to the bus crew. They're trying to kind of recollect themselves. They do have Martin still alive from that mid, so it won't quite convert into a round just yet, as they've got even Ubers apiece. And Cadus is just giving them the death stare from the window, and how they're just kind of concocting a plan to get this Uber out of the way. Actually, they'll get the Uber out of the way using their own Uber. The Ubers are popped in now, and they're trying their best to trade. They forced out the Uber, and they're like, mission accomplished, team. Back out, recycle, regroup, rebuild.
Those are definitely the motto of TF2. You know, it's recycling, because that's what it's all about, truthfully.
Yeah, Credo, he was pressuring the point for a second there, but they do deal with him quickly on the bus crew, but they've lost so much ground. That was just a mere distraction for the bus stompers, Se7en, to kind of barrel in, take out players, take out names, and now take out the point. The round has been taken out as well, 1-0.
So it's a very good, you know, cushiony kind of round for us, just so I can get in, so the real match can start now that I'm here, and now that I'm available.
Okay, I'm going to give you the sacred medal of play-by-play, and I'm going to switch over to analysis. Take it away, baby.
Got Cadus getting a lot of pressure early on that left side, making sure these players take a little bit of damage before they make their escape. Adisky as well as Ams are going to be doing a lot of damage at the other choke, though, and a chase around. Ams does get cleaned up by Deox, and so now they're going to be retreating with their medic, losing this mid, and somehow, thankfully though, Yon has survived, and that's going to be a very important part of defending the second, even just a little bit.
Yeah, it just seems like one of those mids where they were kind of outclassed. Like, I don't really see... I can see that they're trying to change it up a little bit over on the bus crew, but it's just not working immediately. I hope that doesn't discourage them from trying that again, because I think it was just a few fluff shots here and there that kind of caused the bad outcome of that.
Yeah, and right now they do have a little bit of a play coming in through Balk. That was the soldier Demul making his way over, trying to get some cheeky spam around someone. They did have Alba on Sniper, and he still is up, just kind of playing a little bit further back, trying to find anyone, discourage them from pushing forward. And Cadus is like, yeah, we're just going to call this out. We're going to We're just gonna keep it cool right now. We've got even Ubers, we've got time. We're up 1-0. What more can we do?
Yeah, Team 7 famed for getting an early lead on and holding it right above you. It's really threatening once they get around up above, and it's really hard to claw back because they get such a strong foothold and just control over the game. They will recycle Ubers just like last time, but that was all part of the plan. They're looking to see what they can kind of pick off and play off from this point on, and it's just a trade so far. They do trade that soldier for a demo man pick though. That's huge for the bus crew, but they do lose Demo and Deox.
Go ahead.
And Deox as well. It's a list that keeps on going. You don't expect it to keep going, but it keeps on going. I think Adiski wants to keep the chain going as well. Crater, they're just all in. How are they just getting in for free? Every time I play this row, I get punished. But Se7en don't. They just seem to be ghosts of TF2.
Yeah, they just know how to, use their corporeal form. I don't even know how to say that word properly. And they just slide right into that last point and just snatch it right out from under their noses. So hopefully Bus Crew recognizes something he can do here, and Jan opting to go choke once again. Gonna get some good damage on the scout. Could be aggressive play from Ams, getting right into the face of this little banana. He does get taken down, and 3 fall. 4 as well with Cadis at the choke. It's just gonna be Kradu and the desperate attempt of Addisguy, who's gonna be trying to get some spam off. Nice little rocket there to take down Alba, and Kradu is not letting up on this pistol. He's also potentially gonna get it. Yes! Polygon cannot even escape the clutches of a chip shot from long range, and Addisguy picks up the mini pack, comes in hot, but gets immediately arrowed down to the floor. Goodbye, Addisguy.
Man, Adiski was just feeling a little rough there, but God, I feel like the bus crew are feeling much rougher. That was in the bag for them, Ro, and yet they still lost it to like 2 players left remaining. The morale has got to be so abysmal for the bus crew at this point, because if you can't win a mid like that, what mids can you win?
Yeah, no, it is a bit of a damper, but we'll see how they take this advantage right now, walking in through the drop down. We do see Ams also walking right into the trap of Jan, and then a follow-up from Addisguy was able to get the force onto the medic, but Alba is running things around the back way, and if they can keep the pressure up from Deox, maybe they can pincer in at this choke here, but it's not leading up, and we do see Ubers ready on the hands of Se7en.
Yeah, they're pinning all their hopes and dreams onto this one Uber here. Flash and Cadis have to make a lot of work happen, and I think they need to focus on combat classes right now if they want to make this work. Cadis does get the first frag, but trades, and poor little Flash is just a lonely little man against 3 other players, and he will go down. Such a cruel, cruel world. If maybe they kept that scout alive earlier around that choke area, they might have made that work, but he went down just before the Uber got popped off.
Yeah, and things are heating up right now on last. Jan got a very quick kill on that sentry before other things could be set up. Defense was not fully available. They had a pyro, but can't outplay multiple stickies and multiple iron bombers just coming right at your sentry gun. Thankfully, though, they have managed to just try a second time to get this gun up, and it's going to be keeping an eye on the main area. The hair blast from the Lash is also very strong right now, keeping the Zuber at bay. The sentry does go down. An attempt goes behind the point from Deox, but he's not going to be able to survive. There's a soldier there defending Cadis, and now it's going to be a scrappy fight outside as these rest of these off classes are flooding around the entrance of the point.
Very well held by Se7en, showing us how it's done there. Cadis staying behind that point, he even had a bodyguard in the shape of a Disky looking out for him, and there was a lot of sort of confidence in their team holding or at least in Cadis and Adiski, to hope that their team can hold the rest of that fight without them. And it was a good class pick as well coming out from Kradu. Once the Fat Man was out, that push was over.
Exactly, it's very strong. And speaking of strong off classes, Polygon has his sights on Addisguy, and Kradu might just willingly walk into it, but thankfully though, the pressure from the rest of the team coming through drop down is going to be able to snuff him out. He goes for a ridiculous play, not going to be able to scope in because he got juggled. And Demul gets taken down. Wait, what? That was Demul the sniper?
Yep.
I'm
that
sorry.
Was
I'm on Demul, so it doesn't show me the UID when I'm looking at him.
Well, they've popped the Ubers now, and it's a good thing that the enemy team has popped their Uber as well. They're going to just kind of do that old Uber shuffle where you kind of look at each other and realise you can't really damage each other. Better get out. Adiski will try and come in from the flank and make something happen, but will get easily punished for it.
Good aggression from Amps, who's been able to pick up 2 players just walking into that choke, and he's got so much health to work with. He's going to keep the chase on. No one's at the flank, though, to help cut off the escape route. So the bus crew are going to be very comfortable, more or less, as comfortable as you can be losing your, 2 players.
Uh-oh, Flash.
Backing up to lobby now.
Oh, he did kind of swing around from the lower door and see if he can catch a overextended team, maybe a medic off guard, but they were holding just the right positions to kind of stop him with that opportunity. They're going to reset now. It's back to the lobby, and this is a very familiar position that we've been in all game row. It feels like it's the beginning of the end for this round for the bus crew.
It could be. We do see Alba once again trying that defensive sniper, but, when Se7en knows there's a sniper, they can just orchestrate their push however they care. Kradu trying to make an escape here. They know he's there. He's very, very meager. Trying to get that arrow from Seeds. Oh, Deox peeks around the corner, takes him down. No soup for you, Kradu. And now we're going to see maybe a little bit of an aggression from the bus crew. Maybe try and peek their way out here. We do see Polygon building up the battalion's backup for himself. And doing a little bit of spam in this lobby, scoping things out. And he doesn't see much.
I mean, maybe they could have made something happen there. It's usually very hard to push work off of one single scout pick, and they were even positioned Se7en outside just to really make sure that nothing bad happened. And Tedeschi will actually get that pick onto Alba, I should say, over on the water, over at water. So Tedeschi's going to abuse this now, this new opened up area, and he's going to try and bait Demul into water, but Demul will outfrag the nerd, and he goes down.
Yeah, this guy down, but what? Kradu hops onto the railings and tries to take that pot shot really fast, but couldn't quite get the angle right. Now he's going to try and get, once again, takes the shot through the pipes, but it's not going to connect. That's a very tricky shot. We've seen it all in the past. We know those famous EU ETF2L shots coming in from that lovely little angle through the pipes, but no, not going to happen this time. I do believe Martin is a little bit too smart for that.
Kradu is a monster on this sniper rifle, bro. I'm not sure if you've heard, but this kid frags. He is absolutely insane on this class. I think he even got sniper of the season, the last season as well. So fear him, behold him. And it's out, but it's Alpha. God, I don't know. It's like the presence of an NA person makes you want to say Alpha, but it's Alba. Alba versus Kradu. 2 of the top snipers of this entire season, really. And let's see who's got the quicker trigger finger. Oh, neither of them do.
Yeah, no, Kradu does a really good job of rotating just the right amount. He knows how to go from drawing all the attention to River and then instantly lower lobby, taking those shots, and almost got the kill, but it's just a little too nervous, I guess is the word. Here he goes, tries to use Ampus to sponge up all that damage and then peek around, but that just invited a bunch of spam, and so that shuts down that quick shot he tries to take, but he's not letting up on this angle.
Yeah, I could see he was trying to coordinate with his team. Ams was maybe going to get some damage in, or get some distraction going, or draw just some aggro away from the guy to give a chance, maybe even get the medic out of position. If Martin wants to back up his team in these sort of little spammy choke holds, he's going to have to stick his body out. And oh, he almost gets a shot onto him, just a mere second. It cost him 2 Se7en players as well for that shot, and he couldn't quite line it up. It's just way too hard for him, and he's going to back off wisely with the rest of his team and hold on to second from an arm's length here, bro.
Yeah, this guy was actually trying to go for the last point, did a lot of damage to the players hiding beneath water, but Demul was able to hold it down for his team and make sure that nothing happened with that. The last was defended, thankfully, by Demul, but somehow Martin is trying to heal Deox, who's over at the shutter, and he's literally alone right now. Like, I don't know what Martin's communication with his team is right now.
Don't be alarmed, stream. It is a pause. Don't worry. We're not lagging out. This is not our Twitch player. It is the just the source engine in full works. So this isn't good. It's 2-0. It's 17 minutes left on the clock, and you're playing against Se7en, one of the greatest teams that play, with a good scoreline ahead. So they might even get the pick onto Deox here. Yeah, Flash will chase out that door, as we have unpaused as well. So I wonder what the pause was for. We'll see in 90 seconds time anyway.
I think it was for attack, because I don't want to spoil anything, but usually when we're on the last point and there's a pause, usually something phenomenal happened on last, and Kradu's trying to make it happen on top of that railing. Doesn't make it happen this time around, but Alba will be able to pick up Sky. And Kradu's really committing to this lower area. Can't make it happen. He does get taken down by Deox, who's now on the hunt through this river, and he's going to be fishing his way out for potentially a delicious seed.
I just want to point out how well Martin is positioning himself during all of this. Just Se7en is pretty good at pressuring out or playing off the sniper, and they like to kind of kite their opponents into the positions that Crado wants to work with, and Crado being one of the top snipers as well. Yet he's still making it hard for the English team, so very well done, and they'll actually make a successful push out in this as long as they just don't drop the ball now. And when I say drop the ball, I mean drop the Uber. Martin will pop off the Uber now. Adiski's going to try and make the best of this and go behind, and he will fight off against Demol instead, who actually he keeps going behind. He wants to. Once you're caught out in a bad place, row, it's usually better just to keep digging yourself deeper and deeper and deeper, because they have to chase you, and oh, they actually will find the kill onto Adiski. But this is where the pause came out, and now things are going back to normal.
Yeah, and whoa, there it is. Seeds getting taken down by Alba, but it's not enough because Cadis is doing so much work trapping off the players in the choke and hitting some nasty pipes. And then Deox also cleaning house with Demo, who's sitting on a 7-kill streak amidst the AFK Sky in the back lines getting cleaned up by Demo. But there it is, Deox cleaning house. That's gonna be like what, 10 kills, and they've only just now captured mid between the two of them.
Yeah, maybe Se7en getting a little bit greedy there. When Cadis made that massive play, usually it's really hard to let go of plays like that as a player. You kind of think, oh my god, I've done so much damage, or what I did was so cool. It can't all be for nothing. So he kind of sent all of his troops in, the Mad General, and they just kept dying one after the other, bro. And they'll throw in another load of players, but this time they actually hold a bit better. Maybe because I didn't feel like there was much backup coming out from the bus crew there with Demol. Like, some players wanted to go in, some players wanted to get out, but you gotta do one or the other, bro.
Them's the fork in the road. Not the break, the fork. And right now, you see Amps making his way through the lower drop down. Does not make it very far before getting down. Thanks to the scattergun knockback, the polygon cleanup. And now Sky defending, the garage door all by himself in big door. This is going to be really prime real estate for Alba, because he's just peeking around that corner with a fully charged shot, ready to punish anyone who decides to peek their weary head around the corner.
Yeah, we'll wait patiently for Demol to back him up on this sniper escapade, though. Very patient play coming out from both of them. And Cadis will rotate round just to watch the big door, much more safer position. Adiski will actually go into the lower area as well. This kind of denies Alba of these easy sight lines, and makes it just a bit easier to spam out the sniper.
Yeah, the pressure's on right now. Alba gonna be setting things up for his team if he can get this lined up. He's got it fully charged, and Cadis, oh, so close to peeking the door. Sky, don't do it, dude.
It's fine. He can tank a headshot or two. It's unless it's
not a fully charged one.
Well, that's a rarity in TF2. We don't get many of them nowadays.
True.
You can see like Cadis is even holding the door very, very like defensively, as in like he's not even showing his body at all. Adiski's got the lower door on lockdown, so that's taken out the equation. He even brought Flash out of the sniper, and he didn't see him for a second there, but does eventually notice his presence. And now it's a new challenge for Alba, for him to open up things for him on the sniper. He needs to take out the enemy sniper. Very nice play from Se7en to bring out a counter sniper. Really put some pressure onto Alba at this big door.
And yeah, he's got the angle lined up. Alba's so close too. Will it happen? No. Thankfully, no. Neither one will fall at this moment. They're still fighting for it, and there it is. Flash gets the better of it. But there is a Kritzkrieg in the hands of Martin right now. I don't know if that was mentioned, but it's sitting right here in Jan's hands, and he's ready to use it. He's going to get around the corner, picks up the Lash, and a follow-up onto Kradu, which is very nice, but the counter was coming in hot, and Jan is not going to live to tell the tale.
Yeah, they get the pick onto Jan. That should be good enough, I think, for making a push out, especially because Cadis has kind of caved in this flank area. He even dodges out the polygon aggression. Will get trued up by Deox, though. Deox is going to eat through everybody now. There's nobody really initially pocketing the rest of this team, with Cadis going down, and oh, look at Deox. No, taking everybody apart from Adiski, who will take his own life. And I mean, They've got a times 4, excuse me, cap on this midpoint. Demo didn't even see this coming, so he's gonna get. Oh god, look at that double scout. That's so cool. So they'll get a cheeky mid capture. They'll get the forward respawns, which will bring in the reinforcements, allow them to solidify this attack onto mid as well. And both Ubers will be sitting at, I should say, even, but the Martin falling behind a little bit, no big deal. They will have to get out of second, however, otherwise that will happen. Adiski will come in from big door, gets a double kill, so this is not just going to be a second point row, this is going to be a last point as well, unless Polygon could go absolutely huge, but he goes down. Just Alba left on the sniper, and there's already Am's already at last, bouncing away with joy. 3-0, bro.
Yeah, I don't know how to speak to the quality of that sniper play, trying to stop second. He would have had it right if the scout was sitting underneath the point, and that would have stopped it, but unfortunately the scout was waiting up top and there was no angle available to him, so unfortunately Se7en just walked right into the last and finished it off.
Another day, another mid. Demul, he's going to take the double jump in, but there's double jump into nobody. There's no one to really find. The aggression is there, but it's just misguided. Can't find anybody. They'll run around circles and then don't have any rockets left for that circle going. It will be Se7en just kind of kiting the rest of the bus crew.
The soldiers of Se7en showing their strength right now. Ams and Guy doing all the work. Unfortunately, he does get taken down by Mr. Polygon, who rightfully immolates himself with an explosion. And that will be the end of that little scrap exchange on the back lines. Meanwhile, Se7en setting up in lobby. They've got the second. They're waiting for their respawns, which is obviously a good choice, but they're just going to be going in immediately and hope that the last minute Guy might make a factor if they need it.
I'm surprised Seeds popped off so early there. He could have afforded to kind of milk that a little bit longer. There was no initial sort of breaking Uber, I guess, class or ability or any sort of coordination or spam being thrown out there, and because of that Uber was used to 3, they all just stayed in base, kited the Uber. Ams is doing his best job to actually make them pay a little bit though. They will get all that aggression eventually haunted out onto that last point. It is 4-0, but it was a weak push from Se7en.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. That early pop was just kind of shut down by the sentry. It could have been like maybe a fraction of a second longer or something to that effect. But in the end, they did finally, slowly milk out those players from the spawn and get the frags they needed to secure the round.
Oh, so last final point, match point for Se7en, as they will lose out Ams on that big door, and Polygon goes for a big boy jump. Will get cleaned up by Flash, and it's all onto Demo now, and he's got a lot of damage onto the medic. He will take him out, and they've got the medic advantage over on bus crew, but without any players to kind of play it off with, I don't think they'll make it work. The scout did not get the memo. Alba, what are you doing there, son? Martin will kind of clean up the kill for him, but with just a demo man, what is Yon to do?
Jan is to sit with his medic and wait for the respawns, because he's not going to be up to the challenge of 1v6ing, 1v5ing an entire team right now. Even with heals, it's a little daunting of a challenge. But now that the rest of the bus crew are ready to roll, they're sitting up top in the garage, and they're ready to take this bus forward in drive.
Well, they bait out the two soldiers. I say bait out. They've actually been forced off. They got the Martin Uber, so mission accomplished for both of those soldiers, and they're just kind of sitting back. Hayes has also got a sticky trap waiting for any overextension, but they won't bite. They will back off and just be settled for midpoint over on the bus crew.
Yeah, now Se7en are not going to give up this midpoint. They are going to lose it, but they're going to be coming right back in and grabbing every little bit they can back before the respawns come in. And they managed to pick up Demul, which is going to open up the big door for a lot of freedom here. Deox tries to take some shots here from the forward spawn, and he's still there. He's got the cozy camper, charging up his health, so he doesn't have to worry about it. But he's still got the shot lined up, and Kradu could find himself sniped.
Oh, he actually gets Flash instead. Oh, poor Flash. He just turned up to that second point as well. He was too busy doing the boring jobs, capping mid, and all he's greeted with is a body shot. Ugh.
Yeah, but it works out. I mean, thankfully the bus crew managed to pick up Cadis, which stopped all of Seven's momentum there. And so now with even Ubers on both sides, it's really desperate for the bus crew to turn things around. With 7 minutes left, they could see what happens if they maybe guard another frag. Deox is trying to make something happen here at this balcony, but Slash is not afraid of him. But thankfully, though, nothing done.
Again, we've seen this position so many times. They have Ubers, but they're just going to pop in the Uber, force them out with their own Uber, rotate back, and then just kind of ghost their way in like we've seen so many times before. They're getting a bit better at it, however. The bus crew does pick off Flash, so not completely for free. But even Cadis as well. This is very nice from the bus crew. They're actually playing off some of these free doorways, and Credo just kind of walks into the meat grinder. It's a very uncharacteristic play from Se7en there.
Yeah, a little bit out of position there. Deox somehow keeps finding his way behind in like the most magical of ways, but unfortunately he could not take the shots he needed to take down C. It gets cleaned up very easily by Sky. And now the bus crew are kind of in this weird position where they're at an Uber disadvantage. They may or may not be aware of it, but Se7en is definitely gearing up for some pauses.
Yeah, they should be aware that they should be aware of it, and I think the server might have just died.
That would be a very fearful thought, Turbo, but we could talk about it because we've got 6 minutes left.
There it is. There you go. Woo. I guess somebody just had to kind of pump the generator again back into that server. Well, we're back now. I mean, nothing has really changed. Both teams are just both staring at each other's doors, waiting for the other to push first, but feeling pretty comfy on Se7en. They can sit back, have a picnic, break some more servers. They got plenty of points to use up.
That is true, and I do admire them for pushing into last to close out this game, but now they definitely have nothing to lose here. Second on Gullywash is very notorious for, you know, trying to find the best way in. They're going to just Uber right away, though, thankfully causing a little bit of an exchange here. Martin going to be chasing it down with the help of Alba. He's not going to venture too far and risk losing his life, but meanwhile, Ams has snuck his way over to the river in last, and that might invite some kind of aggression over here because they know the flank is weak and they're coming in through the big door right now.
Yeah, very nice play from Ams and the rest of Se7en. Ams sent his way behind, and he was just going to count how many people were chasing him, and then Cadis has some information to work with from there. You can realise whether or not the choke's going to be too weak or too spread thin to actually hold, or you could just push from the big door area, which was kind of health given away for free there because everyone was chasing Ams. 5-0, very smart play.
Yeah, that'll mark our first map of the evening. Going from Gullywash now to what's the next one, my friend?
It's Cardinal.
Cardinal.
Cardinal
that map.
It's the CP_Banny map.
I thought that was the Koth map. No, that's right. It's a CP map. I remember now.
Yep. We're gonna head on over to our 10 CP map where it is big. It's big, bro. But before we get into our big map and our big match, let's head over to the big logs. We do have the logs ready. Oh, I also have to download Cardinal, so we're gonna be here. Wow, let's get some logs up. All right. Well, I've got some logs ready. You might have to kind of punch them in onto logs.tf like a pleb, but for everybody on stream and as well as my own, the thing that's kind of catching my attention is Yon is still top damaging despite the scoreline of 5-0, a very rare thing in a game of TF2.
Yeah, that's a lot of damage coming out from being on the losing side of things. On the side of Yon, you know, breaking that 300 DPM. Also didn't have that terrible of a, you know, KD going for himself. Almost no different from Cadis, and he pulled out just as much damage, almost 50% more damage, virtually, sort of.
I think it just goes to show maybe the different roles within the team. I know Yon is the go-to man that kind of does a lot of damage, a lot of deeps, and a lot of FPS, a lot of kills for his team, as well as frames per second. But I think it just came down to Adiski and Ams literally just chewing at the neck of the bus crew. They were fighting over the same damage, bro, and there's not enough damage to go around. There's so many kills over on this Se7en squad compared to the bus crew, it looks like.
Yeah, like I said earlier, the strength of Se7en is really in their soldiers, as we see by this stat line. Big dams coming out from both soldiers and hitting very high on the kill. Top fragging for the entire server, virtually. And the only one even close to contention is, of course, Deox, who's just having a field day with his friend Demol, just cleaning house that one round.
What other things can we... I mean, I'm a little surprised that the death count on both of the medics aren't a bigger deviation. Like usually that's a good sign that you see in these 5-0s is one medic staying alive, one medic's getting pulled apart, but I'm not seeing it in the stats either. I mean, the stats aren't too bad for either team, but it's just that 5-0, I guess. The bus crew were having a great time. They just couldn't cap out that last point. And Se7en could.
Yeah. And what you might remember from the match is Martin was very frequently finding his escape route after the a bit of a bad exchange going on. He was constantly meeting up with someone and making his way out, rarely out of position, not without a support from his team. So that would speak very much more towards why there's such a small differential. Martin was playing the best game he could for his team, and it was just, you know, being better fraggers overall, getting better fights. That one position, specifically with that last round where, you know, they pushed into second because AMS magically got behind, and then they were able to just collapse through that big door and then make big splashes all over this second point, and then clean up with just a raw DM fest where everything they're looking for is in the middle of them, and they just need to look what's in front of them rather than being in the opposite position with the bus crew where they're sitting in the middle and looking at people behind them, people in the lobby, people up top. It was a mess for them. So really good movements and positioning and decision making overall from Se7en.
Okay, I think we've kind of pulled as much as we can from the stats. 5-0 is a hard match to really kind of dissolve these stats into some unique sort of insight. I mean, it was just one team was much better than the other. Case closed.
Yeah, right. We're not trying to write a thesis. It's not, you know, the end of the semester and we gotta get this A, or at the very minimum a C- to pass. You know.
Yeah, and plus
we can just write it as it is.
Yeah, I want to kind of spare a couple of minutes as well for our next map, bro. It is the new kid on the block. It is CP_Cardinal_RC1A. Gotta get used to those deviations because
release candidate 1A.
Who knows what could change, what amalgamation this map will turn into, because it has not gone down well, Ro. This map has been quite a controversial map, to say the least. We've had some bad ones in the past, but oh boy, has this map been criticised by the top players and the low players alike. Have you caught any of these criticisms in the grapevine at all, Ro, or shall I catch you up?
No, I'm familiar with our lovely map designer Fi and the work she's put into this game for maps, and I don't want to speak any more to it. I think it's a beautiful map. I think it's got some interesting sight lines, but we're going live, so we don't have to speak any further to that.
Yeah, it is definitely beautiful, and it's beautifully new. So if you catch me or Ro kind of giving things different names, weird names, maybe a lot of lefts, a lot of rights, please forgive us. It is a new map after all. Okay.
Especially with the metric system.
Take it away, Ro. What's happening on this beautiful crisp middle?
Woo! It's so fancy with Demol and Polygon making their way across the sky, cutting in. Ams tried to make something happen on his own, but because of the distraction from both the soldiers on the side of the bus crew, they were able to corral these players into the low end where there's a little puddle of water culminating, congealing on the map. And so Jan and Martin are making their escape here. Jan's done a very good job of knocking down those pipes, but the Lash has found his way through this map, and a follow-up from Adam. This guy will knock Martin away, and he surfs it inside of a lobby with a low ceiling. It's a great escape while the rest of the bus crew are trying to flood their way out through this and catch out any players they can. But thankfully, Deox knows he's ventured a little too far, and he backs up.
Oh, fancy words, Ro. I can pull out the dictionary as well. Okay, well, so Se7en are just gonna gazebo this second point here, where they make the platypus on this left-hand side, and oh no, Cadus will go down to the rocket, or I should say the snipe. Okay, I'm putting this dictionary away. It's not helping me at all.
We don't need to make fan names. We can just call it the shutter door that AMS is currently trying to initiate with over here in this little cubby. Does manage to get a nice little juggle on the Polygon, who rightfully backs out. And Guy gets picked up by a nice trap inside of what I'm going to nickname the greenhouse.
Oh, man. Hey, I want to christen some names, too. Well, over at...
Walkway!
Walkway? Or over at the walkway, Martin... Oh, wait, no, they're entering greenhouse now. So Alba's currently in greenhouse, just kind of having a poke and a prod at the theatre room. But Cadis is going to lock down the theatre room. He even has a sticky hold onto greenhouse now, and neither team is really finding foot in any of these places. There just seems to be so many places that they could flank from that they decide to just back off and hold the big area outside of last point.
Yeah, one of the things I like about this second to last is that there's this really giant lobby area, and nice little pick from Cadis. I'm not sure how he was literally not even looking at him. It was some very off in a way, you know, trap kill. Maybe it was above the shutter because I'm seeing a rocket launcher on the ground. Cadis picking up that frag is going to open up an opportunity here. AMS is taking a lot of health, peeks in through the windows of that greenhouse to try and make an entrance. He does have an opening through this catwalk right now, trying to make his way through the balcony. Does jump up, get onto the medic behind the tank, and will not make much more than a single splash, and that will be the end of AM's life.
It's such a long last point as well. It looks like it'll be hard to get a pick onto that medic, so that whether or not they want to go for maybe an off class over on 7 to kind of open things up. Cadis will get picked off actually in the Grand Theatre room, and well, it was Jon with the candlestick that got him down. It's Adiski's chasing down this Martin kill. Will get him with the rocket launcher into greenhouse. I think I've won Cluedo here, Joe. Well,
the clue for Credu is to make sure you stay close to your medic, and he loses his life trying to follow up.
Oh, nice snipe! Oh, very nice snipe.
Yes, grabs AMS out of the sky. He craters, of course, but very nice shot call out by AMS. He respects it too. But the aggression is coming out from 7. They have the uber advantage, and they're chasing down a sniper kill in the greenhouse, which might cost them something here. But thankfully, the rest of the team is flooding in through these extra little areas, collapsing behind the shack, and what a mulch. Gibbs everywhere, dude.
Man, they were trusting that shed just a little bit too much. Everybody, they were having a good little party and a smoke around the back of that shed, and there was just too many people sharing the same spam row. Am may have got taken out by the sniper, but he does kind of cap off the entire round for the rest of his team with that bomb.
Now we'll see if the bus crew can change things up, follow up with the aggression from their soldiers. Right now, Jon taking a little bit of early damage from Cadis is going to get some return fire very quickly, and Polygon also moving in fast, taking control of this fountain area. Going to be jumping in very fast on the seeds, but opts to go for someone else, picks up Cadis with the help of Polygon. They will go down, and now the return frags are coming in full force for 7. They may have lost Cadis, but that's not all they need to win a round. They've got enough strength in their own players, and so they managed to pick up 4 of their own and are chasing down Deox and Martin, who are very far away. They're not going to chance anything on the second point. It's going to be a last hold once again.
I know it's a new map, so a lot of these teams will be finding their feet, or, I mean, I say finding their feet, they've been scrimming this map for all week long, but it's hard for them to kind of figure out what is the right middle plays, and it feels like the bus crew are going for 3 different plans. Some people are flanking through these massive long flanks over on mid. Some of them are taking the high ground on mid, and some are just kind of sitting back and playing more with their medic instead. And if they could just kind of do one of those plans, I think it will go a bit better for them over on these mid points, Ro.
Yeah, we'll see if they can follow up a little bit better with these coordinated bombs and distractions, because meanwhile, 7's been doing a very good job of keeping seeds alive when the aggression comes. And there's not really much follow-up, because maybe it's just bad timing because they're dealing with their own bombers. Who knows? Right now, though, Sky going to be peeking things out near this greenhouse. They want to take it in here because, you know, there's a lot of options available to them. And Alba, who was on sniper, at least keeping an eye on things, is completely distracted. If he just turned around to the left, he could kill AMS right now. But instead, he grabs the frag on the Credu, and Sky tries to initiate onto Martin, who very gently lands on the fence with single-digit health. And
he needed that fence as well, because like little digits, I think if he got any more, if he got any lower, he would have lost his entire life to a crater there.
That would have been an embarrassing drop. But that's not going to slow things down because the bus crew are ready to pull things out. And with the NAM's frag, they are definitely going to be taking things forward here. The Lash tries to chase down. This scout is very aggressive. Not going to be able to do much more than that because the rest of the team of the bus crew is holding it down for their sniper, who's peeking another shot, grabs Kradu from the sidelines. And that's going to be more than enough for the bus crew to make something happen here on the second.
I mean, why holding this left-hand side is great for Se7en in that they can see everything. It's a bit hard to kind of see everything at once, especially if you're a sniper as well. It's kind of like a game of whack-a-mole, except the moles can hit you just as hard. So it will get taken out by just one of the doors. They will take ground back into this theatre room and push him out of this greenhouse as well. So feeling a little bit... Oh, wow, the follow-up from Adams. He really wants to chase down these kills. Might even get a kill into Martin, but Martin forces out his Uber, and Ams, is he going to get out? No, Yon will cut him off from that lower doorway.
Thankfully, they did manage to pick up that frag on the back end, so that's going to slow things down just a bit so they can set up some off classes. They've got the tank on top of a tank, and he's going to be getting eyes on this bombing soldier. The Uber gets forced off very early, not really sure what they were hoping for here because knockback works all the same, even if you're invincible. But thankfully, now they're getting a little bit of aggression here. They do manage to take down the heavy. Chasing it down is going to be Polygon, putting some good damage on to Cadis here. But thankfully, he's got enough support from the rest of the team here. It's just a desperate attempt from Deox and Yon. Deox now the only player left alive. Martin's going for some saws here. He does manage to get enough help, and Martin's grabbed more frags than the rest of his team. Can he get a third? No, Alba is going to clean up from the spawn. That was almost an even number of frags for Deox and Martin in that last hole.
Spread a little too thin there over on Se7en. There were so many players or positions they could have taken or just held, and they decided to do all of them. I think if Cadis just watched the door and kept anybody who's respawning from coming in from that door, he has a good sightline as well on top of that tank and a good defensive position. But he was the first one trying to deal with Yon, and should have been the other way round really.
Yeah. And now, with everything set up for them to counteract this aggression, they're making their way into mid for the first time since the beginning of this round. And now, they managed to take it with virtually no contention. They do have to lash on Sniper, trying to get some pot shots here, but it's... Ooh, great headshot onto Yon, but that's going to be all she wrote. He's trying to take another charged shot. The angle is available to them, but they're not going to chance anything. And now, Flash backing off is going to be opening it up for the rest of the bus crew to hold on to this mid for the first time in their life.
Oh, kill onto Polygon coming out from Flash on that flank, and because of the sight lines it's too hard to punish him, so we'll have to just give up that kill and go on the back foot here as they down a man and Ubers are a piece.
Yeah, Debo though does manage to get just enough damage onto Flash but can't finish the deal, and so he will have to back off here. Meanwhile, Addisguy trying to pressure this well of Dreams, but he's going to be met with a very harsh reality of Deox, making sure no one peeks any further. They want to make sure they keep this mid on lock, because the worst thing that they can do, the worst thing Se7en can do to the bus crew right now is get to Lash the angle he needs. So they want to make sure nothing happens. But they do have, finally, a counter offense available to them. A counter strike, you could say.
Alright, well let's see if this kid from Counter-Strike has the AWP skills to outsnipe Flash, but I'm just not seeing anything on his radar. Right now, it's just and there's nobody taking a bite, bro. Is he gonna brave it? Is he gonna go around the corner? Come on now.
So much pressure. Alba's definitely gonna do it now that he's seen the reload. But oh no, I see the dot went away. That means he's rotated over. No Flash does. Did keep it on. He just hit it from sight and then took the shot. But both teams will exchange shots, and thankfully, Se7en grabs something of a little bit of an advantage here, grabbing Devil. And now they're going to be rotating into Lash in this very awkward angle.
Oh, well, you call it awkward, but he got a pretty nice snipe, and this is going to open things up even more for him now. That was a splash cast. That was the best sort of player to deal with for Lash over on this left-hand side. They will throw in a Disky, however, and he gets the kill onto Alba. That will, again, open things up more for Flash, but it's a shame he's rotating all the way around to his team from the... kind of the right valley, as they just kind of manhandled them with just the players they got. Kradu is just putting everybody onto his plate, and he is just devouring them one after the other. Row, is he gonna get another? Come on, Kradu, don't tease me.
He knows not to get like the scouts high of grabbing frag after frag after frag. He knows when to calm down, bring it back to the point, and get that forward spawn for his team, you know? Because Cadis can't walk that far. He's got little legs.
Objective gaming on the brain, as they've got an overcharge advantage. They have the right to start pushing in this doorway. I guess they should be worried about people forcing them in the back of their mind, but just the way that this map is designed, it's so open and easy to kind of keep an eye on things, and that they won't even have to worry about that. They haven't hidden anybody. Actually, Polygon, look at where Polygon is right now, bro. Ooh. Jumping on the point, he gets on top of Credo, gets that kill there, and he could have maybe got the Adiski kill as well if he was aware of where he was positioned. He was so low. He will stop that second point from capping, which stops this last push from Se7en, so they're going to have to go back and just kind of finish their plate here. Oh, he even gets the force. If he gets out, I'm going apeshit. Okay, he actually does go down, and the very nice force. I mean, they should have been aware of him. I don't know why they were turning around kind of go forward when they knew Polygon was still an issue.
You know, he made a really interesting decision. Instead of cycling through the packs and trying to get back to full health, he just kind of waited in one spot where he knew as soon as he got aggression, he could make his escape. And he picked his timing right, got in on top of Seeds and got the force. So it was very nice positioning by him, not trying to play that health pack rotation game. He knew to wait, bide his time. And now we're seeing Bus Crew with a full advantage to work with. They're going to pop right out the gate. And Seeds gets juggled into the corner, but somehow he surfs away! No!
Oh my god. That was insane. They do lose Flash and AMS and Cadis as well. There's so much going on this map. Is that Black Cap? If there's any justice in this world, there we go. So, God, could you imagine the back cap coming out from Adiski? If he had ×2 cap, I think he most definitely would have capped that off there, but C'est la vie as they are pushing onto mids. He's trying to cap second point instead, but you think he would have learned by now that he's just a soldier. He's not going to get this on his own. Teox, the respawner, will clean him up. Actually, he goes back to deal with him. They pop the Uber onto this mid point, trying to hold on to it. I like this play. It gives them the respawner advantage and gives them the kind of shocking surprise. Was that an air shot coming out from Yon? Mwah! Beautiful TF2. Cadis is coming in.
No, don't do it!
And Cadis is going to get killed as well. Albert, he's manning up, showing Flash how it's done. Caesar's going to go down as well, or I'd say he's going to go down. He actually gets the kill bind. Adiski will get the kill onto Yon. Very nice pick to say how bad things are going. And when the dust settles, the Bus Crew do win out, but I'm sure they're not pleased with how things ended there.
Yeah, no, that was very, very apt timing from Adiski to make sure he grabbed something before he got taken out. He was able to pick up that demo frag, which is going to be not that huge. It's just going to slow things down a little bit, say get them like 10 seconds before he gets back to the front lines. But now they're all set. They've buffed up. The Bus Crew are ready to make it through, and they are going to be coming in very sneakily because there's really no angle available to this. The way they're holding right now, Se7en can't see anything outside of what their forward holding players are, and that's going to give the Bus Crew all the room they need. Adiski goes for the big bomb, does land on top of Martin, but he doesn't even get scratched. And so now they've forfeited a player, and they might lose Cadis too. The aggression is coming in from Deox, and Polygon has cut off the escape route, and that's going to be able to clean that up. They have the Uber, but they got to pop it now before this Uber is ready for Seeds.
Oh, 97, 98, 99, he will just manage to get it, pops it off onto AMS now, and AMS is going to have to channel every ounce of inner Zebasai he has and make this Uber work. Oh, actually, it's not just a single Uber, it will be popped onto Flash for a mere moment, will go down there as he overextends past the shutter, past Seed's safety net, and will go down. They're still making it work though. Deox might get the back cap. They've sent Credo back. It's a scout 1v1. He actually wins out. 1-1 is on the scoreline, bro.
It's not over for the Bus Crew. That was insane. How did he get behind? I don't even know. He's a magician. You know, first I'm here, now I'm queer, now I'm over here. That's what Deox is proclaiming to the world as he takes on 1v2 and dicks them hard.
There's just so many doorways, bro. Like,
it's true.
You need a checklist every time you make a push out, and how can you do that? As they, times are ticking. They need to get out and start capping second. They don't have time to check every nook and cranny in this goddamn map. Well, D-Moore's going to go in for the bomb. He actually wants to take out the other room out of the equation. Just kind of gives him the rocket jump though onto Martin. I don't know how Martin is still alive. Two soldiers were on top of him, and he just kind of absorbed all those rockets. That's got to be some map hacks there.
Oh, the damage is so strong, and that's going to be the end of 7. They wiped, only grabbing a frag onto Jan and Polygon. And they've only just now started the cap, though, but they've got a full advantage to work with. But I'm hoping 7 recognizes, hey, they've not started mid. Maybe we can do something on second because they don't have their respawns.
Wow, they're so confident, actually building on second as well. They're just not even holding on to the buffs that they have, and 7 will recognize that it's too risky. They want to keep their last point on lockdown rather than attempt to stop that second from capping. They brought out the Fat Man, they brought out the Engineer, the 2 last point classics of TF2 to kind of break down this defense.
Ooh, I heard a little bit of damage taken by a medic, but it was probably just fall damage because that was the worst update in TF2. But instead, we've got him ready. They're opting to go from beneath, and Kradu is setting up a sentry right now, and he's going to get punished for it. They're going to pop right away through the gates and take down this NG. Sentry gun close to follow, and now with no Kradu to work with, Flash is going to be the off-class man, and he peeks around the corner, starts spraying down the bullets, and Kadis is taking a lot of damage, gets juggled onto the shack, and he's keeping an eye on these players, but no one's pressuring him, and 2 pipes takes down Polygon. They're collapsing on top of this combo right now, and Jan peeks around, hits the pipes, but can't get the third one, but thankfully the scouts are on the point, and that will finish it off. 2-1 with 12 minutes on the clock. That was a scary push because they weren't doing the frags they needed to, but thankfully they got bailed out by ×4 cap speed.
That was a really strange push, where it looked like they could get onto the point at any point during that last push, and I think when they ended up capping it out because the scouts just happened to dodge their way over to that point at the same time, and they're like, oh, we won. But 7 are still alive. How is this possible? Okay, well, right, well, we will take a free round.
And a free round is definitely what the bus crew will take, because right now they just need to make what happened last round happen this round. Martin survived an onslaught last round, and that was the main thing there. But now, the rest of 7 are feeling groovy. Deox gets taken out by Kradu. The aggression comes out from Demo, who takes a 1v1, or at least a 1-for-1 with AMS. The trades go back and forth here. Alba's going to get taken down here. Martin will not escape the Lash's clutches. And Jan, somehow the last one alive, misses his last sticky jump, but will make it on top of the balcony. Not even going to set up a cheeky little sticky trap. He's just going to be ready for last. Maybe set things up in what I'm calling the theater room.
Well, it was just, I was a bit captivated by what Martin was doing there. You know that sort of medic dodging where you do dodge, but and you do successfully dodge it, but you don't really have a grand escape. You've just kind of opened yourself up. Like, your reward is to dodge more. Like, oh, I've dodged this rocket, now I've got the opportunity to just dodge more damage, and then just delayed his spawn here. They will take out the sentry gun. They've taken a lot of damage over on 7 though. Cadis is trying to fight on point. This is a very nice play. Nobody's prioritizing the point hero, and I think both of these teams have caught onto this. They realise that nobody's focusing on the point too much. If they just keep the fighting on the point from either side of these teams, it looks like they'll keep that point defended.
Yeah, it's really astonishing what you can do when you realize capping the point wins the game. It's not about getting the frags on last. And so, thankfully, these high-tier teams have tapped into that rich well of knowledge, and we'll see how they use that to cap this mid.
Well, the mid went so nice for like the bus crew last time. I'm genuinely shocked that they're making such a kind of a cream fest of this second one now. They just don't seem to be committing at all. They're just kind of they're doing these sort of fake out jumps on both of the soldiers. No one wants to commit into the scary 7 blob hero, and it's a bit disappointing to see.
Yeah, unfortunately they can't make a target selection.
Oh, nice!
What? That was insane. Kate is nabbing 2 clean stickies to juggle up Martin and clean him out before he can even make his escape through that cubby. And now with no med to even speak of, this is looking like a 7-round win for sure. And that's definitely going to secure them, you know, just that little bit of a lead on what they had at the start. Now they're going to be popping in right away. Getting around the corner is going to be the charge from the Lash. He does get flashed, but now he's kind of made his way to the point. He's clearing the stickies and starting to cap. He's learned. He's going to get the cap time on the point, and Addis guy's going to clean up, and that's going to be the cap. No frags required. Although they did get 2.
It looks like it's
the 1.
Yeah, it looks like it's really hard to defend that last point because of that little wall. So you want to kind of hold it from a distance, but you don't have easy access to get onto that point. There's and also even if you do manage to get on top of that point row to block it, you can get knocked off so easily, and you get sent into the pit of doom where you kind of frail about to try and get back into the ring, and by that point it's already over. The round is won.
So we'll see how the bus crew responds at this next mid. They've got Demul sitting on the awning, waiting for the jumps from Ams and Adisguy. They're getting good damage off, but Adisguy is ready to come back in. He jumps now, comes into the scout, does some good damage onto Alba, but will not be able to last very long. But thankfully, he does manage to pick up Alba in the end. A 1-for-1 trade, and Se7en now holding on to this mid point because they just pulled out just the right amount of frags, but they have no soldiers to work with. So this could be a counter-offensive from TBC.
Yeah, they are kind of just waving around that line of attacking and defending over on this right-hand side. I don't think they want to push it though, but maybe they should. There's 7 minutes left on the clock and they are behind, and you are playing against Se7en as well. So you need to get a little bit proactive. You know, play to win, baby.
That it is. I mean, it would be a much more interesting game if we played to lose, but it would quickly devolve into a game of stalemates, and that's just not competitive, you know.
So even Ubers apiece, both teams just kind of.
Speaking of stalemates, you know.
This just in, still a stalemate. Still Ubers on both of these teams, and yeah, Alba's picked up the sniper class. When in doubt, go the Alba sniper, as he's got a shot onto Cadis, but he's just way too buff to really be taken out, and Demul will actually get chewed up on the flank as well, and he comes barreling in. They actually get some nice damage onto the medic, who forces his way out, and Polygon will get the kill onto Ams, but the rest of the Se7en team does follow, and Martin will get out with his Uber charge intact, but they lose the second point because of it.
They're just rushing right into last. Oh, C took so much damage and drops Cadis, and then himself loses the Uber entirely, trying to get that arrow out. You know, that was just unfortunate, but amazing timing, and this is just what the bus crew needs to turn this round around, because right now they've got full ad, no demo, no medic to worry about. Second is all but theirs, but Adisguy wants to make it happen. No, he will get shut down by the tight defense around this medic.
Yeah, they're controlling these back camp attempts as well. I know Flash was trying to get in from that right side shutter, but was cleaned up rather quickly, and he got a sight line onto Credo as well. They felt comfortable once they saw the scouts caught, and they can start pushing out that second point. Credo will get a cheeky pick, but he's... Well, I didn't see the flash sniper, and neither did Martin, so Martin's going to go down, and Cadis with... Oh, he's actually going to go down to the Yon pipes. Oh, what a pipe! What a stick from Yon! He's surgical! He is a doctor, pulling apart the limbs of the Se7en body. He's a miracle worker. He keeps going, and they're feeling themselves now. They've got the second point on lockdown. They don't have an Uber, and they shouldn't worry about this in the back of their heads. And God, he gets the kill onto Cadis on the shutter door. Cadis, what is going on? It feels like he's just not thinking about you know, just what shutter doors mean in TF2. If you've not kept your eyes on a shutter door for long, there's gonna be sticks on it.
Yeah, and right now, that's going to be able to slow things down just enough. They know they have an advantage, so Se7en wants to make some kind of aggression here. They're pulling their way all the way through the shutter, and they're going to grab Yon. And they're going to collapse inside this lobby room, but they're going to surf it all the way into last, because Cadis is the only one alive, and they got so much countdown on the point. Can they finish it off?
Oh my God,
Everybody's on the point. Se7en is defending with their whole life, and they managed to grab everyone, including not Martin. Martin somehow made his escape.
Oh, Deox. If Deox just ran straight to the point there instead of running towards Cadis, and the soldier kind of bum rushed Cadis instead, I think they would have won the round there. But they, again, wrong classes doing the wrong jobs, and it's gone to bite them in the ass. They will just inch out this second point here, and Yon is kind of forcing their second point back from them, because that kind of inch out into the point was costly. It did cost AMS and all that damage as well. Credo is kind of circling back and getting some kills out where there shouldn't be kills, even get some damage onto Polygon. They will pop off the Uber to kind of solidify things on the bus crew here, but Credo is still up. Oh, I said Credo is a force. He was a force. He has been cleaned up. It allows the distraction for the rest of his Se7en compadres to start carting their way out over onto the second point. Deox is entering the meat grinder, and he will die at the first coil. It will go down, and you got 100% Uber on seeds as well. Midpoint is being capped out. They don't really have a foothold on second point either. They're thinking about maybe holding second point, but yeah, there we go. They will back off now.
Yeah, Se7en taking good control of the second point. They spread themselves out just enough so it's like, oh, they've got a player over there, player over here. So the bus crew knows better than to peek out any further. They're going to back out. Thankfully, with their medic getting out through that forward spawn. But the Uber advantage is heavily in Se7en's favor, so they're going to be using it right away, going into the face of a sentry next to a tank. And the tank is Alba, not the tank that is the prop. And so he's going to be sitting on this point, making sure no one gets any pressure onto this cap. Thankfully, though, the force comes in from, you know, all these soldiers all at once. The mid-air air exchange did not coincide into a double air shot in mid-air. But Cadis is still around the corner, and he's keeping an eye on things, and there goes the cap. Almost all but securing their victory in this match. 4-2 with 3 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, Se7en kind of reading them quite well there, where it looks like they wanted to play much closer to that point and stop them from that whole fighting on the point thing that just nets them the round automatically. So playing off that, they kind of kept themselves hidden. They played from the low ground and just kind of snapped and just took chunks away out them, hit and run style, and just kept bowing out so many times that eventually they whittled them down and won out over on player advantage. Another mid, another round.
Deal might be able to grab the first frag. It's actually Polygon who sneaks in, cleans it up for him. Cadis very aggressive on the point now, trying to put some pipes into the face of the enemy team, and he will get sniped out by Alba's fully charged meat shot. Demo now re-engaging on this enemy team on the well. Kradu, though, not going to let up any room for his team. He's defending like a champion, and Ams cleans up with Alba and Jan. Martin will go down during that exchange, so it's a full wipe with 2 minutes on the clock. I think this is Se7en's 5-2 victory.
Yeah, a testament to the Se7en blob, as that just seems to be the go-to strat for them. It's just like all bunch up as 5, maybe even 6 as well. Deox is over on his trademark Spy, but how much can you really get done with a Disky who's just turned up behind him as well? So that kill wasn't going to go down anytime soon. They might even get a 5th round on the board at this rate, as they take out Alba quite early on that heavy weapons guy. And Polygon's going to be next over in this low ground. Kate is almost locking down both of the doorways, so they can't even find that Resperus, as Jan is in a sort of different area from where he should usually be, but will get cleaned up as well. Point on the board for Se7en, 5-2.
4-7, 5-2. The final 4 digits of TurboTabs social number. If you
that joke's already been made, bro.
I know. I love that joke. 1-0, 4-7. Alright, anyway. We're at the end, essentially. There's no way you can get another round, but 5-2 is the scoreline. Cadis locking down this little alleyway on the side. He was very fast to the mid, and Jan's not really gotten any presence himself. The bus crew are now initiating with Polygon on top of the shack, doing some good damage onto Kradu here. Polygon will grab Cadis as well, so now it's a follow-up. He gets direct hit by Addisky, and that will be the end of that. Polygon goes down, Demo as well. There's no more soldiers except for this direct hit, which is trying to hit one more scout, but the pistol of Kradu will secure that frag. It's Alba on the compound, the fortified compound, aka the Huntsman.
Oh boy, this is full, clowny TF2. I wouldn't say even at its best either, so it's just going to... Oh wow, okay, well that's pretty entertaining. You don't see that every day. Kradu getting headshot by... the arrows are coming out, it's turning into more like a... just like a hunting game, Jurassic Park. But 5-2 will be the final scoreline. Yes. There we go. It is 5-2. Finally. 0-0 on the on the timer. It is over. Se7en will walk away with this map a bit sheepishly, actually. It looked like it was in the back for the bus crew at one point, and they just kind of let it slip through their fingers. What happened, bro?
I don't know, you could call it one of those morale boosters where hey, we're down 1 round, let's show them why we're the top of Premier. So, Se7en turned it back on, flipped that switch that just said, hey, we're going to wipe you at mid, we're going to do all these great things. We've seen what you've done to win the game, and now we're going to make sure you never do it again. And so that's how they, took those mid wins. They grabbed themselves some nice things. Jan did an amazing job. He really turned up for that 1 round, even though they lost their medic to a drop, an insane drop that really would have cost them more. But instead, thankfully, Jan was able to turn up, take down Cadis as well. all this pressure was just really strong from Jan, and it reflects in the scores right now because when we look at the damage numbers here, big 300, just shy of Thalash, topping the charts in both frags and least deaths and most damage, but not most damage taken. That belongs to the pocket.
Yeah,
Actually, Cadis, because Cadis needs heals.
Flash is just an absolute beast, boasting a 5.4 kill assist death ratio. That is, the kid kind of put the team on his back there, and there were moments where Flash was doing a lot of work from what I could remember as well. He even gets top damage. Gee whiz.
Gee willikers, my friend Turbo. It was just an astonishing performance from Thalash there.
What else can we decipher from this? Again, Jon topping a place on the scoreboard where he has no right to be, really, in the game of TF2, but kind of defying the laws of Team Fortress. And Albert trying to follow close behind. I think it was just down to these two, mainly because Albert was playing sniper all game, so if any sort of stalemates were happening, he was the one that was having a good time during them. And it just felt like it was a game quite even at the start, and then Se7en figured out their last points. I'd love to see like maybe some round stats or like some mid stats actually from the logs, if you please, Gem.
Hint.
Yeah, those ones. Ooh. Oh my, that is
and
a lot
I can't
of
view them because I have a weird thing with this wonderful program website.
Well,
but you can walk me through it. Tell me what's on the screen. Pretend I'm a blind viewer.
A lot of blue, bro. Like, I was kind of wondering how badly the mids were going, because it just seemed like, apart from that one nice mid, which felt more like a dare I say it, like, so just getting that stare bug where the rockets were being absorbed because Martin took 2 soldiers to the face and still survived with 48 HP. Makes no sense to me, and then they won that one round. But other than that, it is all Se7en. They just stuck with one plan and it just kept working time and time again, which was just blob up a mid and hope that Flash and Credo can just like clip anything that attacks us. But the bus crew are just slowly figuring out what they all want to coordinate with.
So, I mean, is there much else we need to cover here? I mean...
yeah, we could do interviews. I've done the fateful mistake of pressing quit whilst I go and conduct these interviews, so I'm going to be crashed.
Oh, I hear beeps.
Hello?
Is that a player?
That's a player.
What's that sweet, sexy voice I hear? Who is that?
Hello, my name is Alba.
Welcome to the interview.
Thank you. Turbo.
Hello, friends. Okay, it's just Alba. Okay, sorry, I was having an issue with seeing who was in the mumble because overlays.
Sorry, I alt tab. You don't ever do that with the turbo computer. Oh boy.
Yeah,
hey,
no,
Alba.
I was
What are you
right
doing?
in that same thing.
Oh, right. It's interviews. Oh boy. So let's put the stats away. Oh, the stats are already away. Let's get our interview started. So we do welcome in Alba from the bus crew, and Alba, I'm going to start off with the same question I always start off with for any team. How did that game go for you guys? What went wrong?
I think overall it went pretty well. We have had big issues on Gullywash, like in scrims and everything, so we kind of knew that it was a lost cause on Gully, kind of. But we had hopes for Cardinal, and I think we put on a good show. But in the end, we just lost too many middles, really.
Now, I know Cardinal's quite a controversial map for a lot of players or a lot of teams out there, Alba, so I'm going to dedicate this one little question to get out any sort of quarrels or things that you don't like about the map or anything you want to blame about the map, because they really come out when it comes official time in ETF2L seasons. So is there anything about Cardinal you don't like and you feel like just doesn't work?
I think I'm the only person in the TF2 community who likes the map.
Dear Lord.
But obviously there are some things. I'm not like quite sure exactly what needs to be changed, but I feel like, for instance, last is pretty difficult to push. I feel like unless you have a Uber advantage, it's like a really hard push to make.
Well, isn't that the same for any last push though, Alba?
I feel like it. Like, I don't know. It's so hard to get stuff done overall on the last. Like, you can't really effectively run a sniper. You can't really get an effective stack going. I don't know. It's just a difficult nut to crack compared to other lasts, I feel like.
So, what do you think went wrong for you in detail on Cardinal? Like, was there any particular plays you guys thought you dropped the ball on, or was there just something about Se7en that was just impossible to break?
I think in the end, like their DM prevailed, I would say, and like their coordination. Like, we're not nearly as coordinated as a team as they are, and I think that's what really lost us the game in the end.
I mean, it was a rough week for you guys to come into. Not only did you have a new map to kind of learn from scratch, but you also had 2 new team members. Well, I say new. You've got one old team member that's kind of rubbing the rust off, and you've got a brand new Frenchman on your team.
Yeah.
What's it like playing with these guys again now, or at least playing with Deox again, and then playing with the new Demol?
I mean, Deox is always fun to play with, and yeah, Demol is fun to play with as well.
Is there whatever happened to Tobbs? I know we got like a little article saying he had to bid adieu, but did Tobbs ever say where he went, or was it really? Is it true? Is it a pilgrimage to the Weebland?
He is doing a pilgrimage to the Weebland, but I also think it's a little bit of a burnout involved as well. I cannot confirm it.
Okay, I get you. All right, Bro, have you got any questions kind of boggling the back of your head over there, or are you just enjoying the show?
What's a question?
What's a question? All right, what about my favourite question, Alba? It's the one that you like to say no to. Did the maps play a part at all tonight? I know.
I think this is the first time I would actually say yes.
Holy Christ.
Because of Cardinal, because of how new the map is. It's not like one of these maps that Kiddos has full control over, so to say. It's a new map.
I mean, weren't you guys kind of happy having a wildcard map against Se7en?
Yeah, for sure.
But if you had a choice, you'd still replace Cardinal.
I would still play Cardinal.
Okay. All right. No, as in not in that part. As in, like, if you were playing against Se7en and you're like, hey, you could pick Cardinal against them, would you pick Cardinal?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. All right. Okay, I get you.
I think, yeah, for sure.
All right. Well, Alba, what is your next match, actually? I'm trying to look in the weeks, but my phone is being awfully slow. Remind me again, who is in your week 4?
I'm going to let ETF2L remind me.
We're both so dedicated to the game of TO2.
Excellent. Or Electro is week 4.
Ooh, that's going to be a good match. You guys hyped for that one? Have you got any predictions for us of how that's going to turn out, or could it be anybody's game?
Yeah, I think it can go either way. It could be 6 maps or 6 points to Aura. It can be 6 points to us. It can be 3-3. It can go either way. And
you're playing the lovely Cardinal again. Are you guys? Who do you feel like is more the Cardinal takers between the both of you? Is Aura Electro a bit better, or do you think you guys will have a good hold on Cardinal by then? I would like to say we got Cardinal in the bag. In the bag. You heard it here, ladies and gentlemen. I want it printed on every event and every comment. Alba, it's in the bag. All right. I think I'm running low on questions now. You
think you're running low?
I'm running low.
That was my question, by the way.
Okay. I guess we can end it off here. Usually I kind of rotate between different players, but we've only got the one tonight. That's why it's going by so quickly. So, Albert, for being such a good lad, I'm going to let the microphone be yours for just a moment. You can shout out any names, promote anything. All right.
Almost anything.
All right. I'm going to throw a shout out at Smira. I'm going to throw a shout out at Kaiser. Shout out to you guys for putting on the show. Shout outs to Se7en and my team. And shout outs to Saints.
Cool. I guess Ro, it's your turn now.
What?
You get to shout out.
Oh, my
Ro.
turn. Okay, I'm sorry. I can't understand these European accents.
In EU, we are so.
You gotta accentuate, dude. I can't hear your enunciate is the word actually, not accentuate. That's a whole different story. I'm not insulting your fashion sense, Turbo, but I do want to give a shout out to my sponsor, London Apparel. They really know how to accentuate.
Oh wait, yeah, enunciate. That's what you said. Okay, so I guess I'm going to give a big shout out to Ro coming in the rescue for this cast. It would have been a solo cast, Alba. Could you imagine that? So, a big shout outs to the boy across the pond for saving the day. I'm going to give a big shout out to Gemm as well for actually turning up, as that is a shout out, I guess, thing nowadays, as turning up is half the battle in the cast. So, a big shout out to Alba also joining us on the interview. It's been a pleasure as always, Alba, and we should get you on the cast at some point as well. I miss them.
I'm going to try, man. I'm going to try.
All right, other than that, I'm going to give a big shout out to our Discord, our Facebook, our Discord again, because it's so great, our Twitter, our YouTube. Yeah, we have a Discord. And we also have a website, teamfortress.tv, and I feel like I'm missing somebody. Oh yeah, you guys at home for watching the show. You're the reason we do it, so how can we forget about you? But I did save the best to last. So that has been us. I've been TurboTabs. With me has been Ro on the co-cast, Gemm on the production. Again, Alba from that interview from the bus crew. Congratulations to Se7en walking away with the fat 6 ETF2L points in this ETF2L Season 30, sponsored by STN Trading and Scrap.tf. It's been our week 3 coverage of Gullywash and CP Cardinal. Thanks for tuning in. Tune in to Team Fortress TV 1 for Grumpy Koi Beta or Corn Pop watching Swift the Bin, if that's still going on. Same with Team Fortress TV 3. We've also got George Bay, and Dumb over and WeTooth over covering Aura Electro versus the Bin Black. Alright. We're out. Peace.
Peace.